Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Transformers crossover. This is Code Red, which is from Stranger Things. So with this video we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're then going to have a detailed look at him in both of his mode with all of his accessories, and I'll bring out some other figures that look similar to him, or we'll see how he looks and compares to some other crossover figures as well. So before we get started, let's remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. Now, the box on this is brilliant, and I've got to be completely honest, I was planning on opening this up and getting the video started. Again, just for, I suppose, just for a bit of speed to get the video over and done with. However, I got as far as I'm about to show you in a second, and I had to stop because I just wanted you to get the full experience of the unboxing. So we've got both, images there of him in both modes. This is pretty much as far as I got. So I took the outer sleeve off, which is great. And then we have, like, obviously a genuine pizza box here on the outside. Now, again, when I do my video reviews, I don't watch anybody else's, so I was completely surprised by, I suppose, the level of detail. To be honest, we've got there, you know, that there's no pineapple, there's jalapenos instead, and we've got customer code red, which is his name. I opened this up and I love this. It's brilliant. Look, you've got some grease marks on there which is reflecting. You've actually got a pizza there inside, and the figure looks like, yep, there you go, you've got some leftover pizzas at the bottom. You've got his instructions, this sheet that we always throw away. I just wanted to share with you the attention to detail on the packaging. Yes, you pay a little bit more of a premium for these figures, whether it's to do with licensing from the company, you know, the studios or whatever, which it must be, but the attention to detail is brilliant. So look at that. And I also wanted to open, I suppose, this up with you guys just so you can see, you know, what you can see that's in there. So if you watch Stranger Things, you're going to pretty much know what a lot of this is. If you don't, you might not. So let's start to open this up and have a look what's on all this paper. Okay then, so I've just literally set him free from the packaging, and basically this is a complete geek out. It's amazing. I've noticed so many more things. So before we actually look at the truck, which I've just obviously taken from the packaging, we've got an abundance of accessories which, to be honest, look like they can be used for all manner of things. But I've noticed the actual grease is actual pictures. So let me see if I can show you here. So you can make out there's the grandfather clock. Can you make out there the Hellfire Club's logo? Then you've got a Demogorgon there, and then of course you've got an Autobot logo there. I didn't even notice that until just, but that's clear as day now, and you can see that. So that's another little real geek out thing. Inside this as well, you can actually make a pair of fold out, you know, goggles, sunglasses, etc. Again, there's so many things in here related to, of course, the very popular series. The paper he was wrapped in it's brilliant. Look, it's just another, it looks like a kid's obviously drawn it, map of Hawkins, etc. That's what the actual vehicle was wrapped in, and then all the accessories were wrapped in what looks a bit like a napkin, but they did use this on the Jurassic Park crossover as well. Right, the instructions actually look really good as well, and as I said, I've just had a quick look at these, which I don't normally do, purely because there's just so many things that we can do with it. So I suppose I better get started with showing you what the accessories are. So we've got Bose, it's an Energon axe, which looks great. There's a bit of detail on it on the handle. We've got like this is like a club, and to be honest, it does look very much like the ones that the kids use in the actual series. We've got another Surfer Boy pizza box there, and this can be tabbed in a number of ways I'm going to show you in a second. And then we've got a very original blast effect, which looks like a ball of fire, which again they do use a lot in the actual TV series. Right, let's just move these out of the way because there's so much going on the boxes, it might try and focus on it. But the vehicle itself, it's great. It looks really good. It definitely looks like the vehicle on the screen. It is a licensed Volkswagen, so obviously that's why it looks as good as it does and like it was on the screen. And now you can definitely tell, looking at the back of this, that it is not the Ironhide or Ratchet molds that initially most of us thought it might have been. And again, I'll show you some more comparisons with that later on. We've got some lovely detail here in the Tampagraphs. Surfer Boy delivered hot to your door there. There's the pizza. All of this, again, it's just completely replicated what you see on screen. I suppose the only thing that I've just noticed, I never noticed it until it's in my hand, is I don't understand why they've gone for translucent there, then painted there. That's why, obviously, because that's going to be the transformation later, but perhaps they could have gone with a colour scheme that maybe matched this a little bit more, but that's me only being over pedantic. Now, you can see everything's pretty much tucked away quite neatly on the underside, but again, I've had a quick look at the instructions, and what you can do via these tabs, you can pop the axe in on the one side if you wanted to, like so. Via these tabs you can just make out them square bits there, which then also means, because you've got the square bit, you can attach the pizza box. Oh, I've just knocked the energy on axe, but I'll put it back on in a second. So you can in fact store, yep, that on as well. And then because that's come off, I'm going to stick the blast effect on it anyway, so you can actually store every single weapon, sorry, every single accessory on the vehicle, and I suppose power or armor it up. And I've just also noticed you can do a lot more than that. You can take this off the roof, this comes off, you can fold this out, you can pull this forward. I've got no nails, let me see, yep, you can bring that forward. You can then even slot in the pizza box as ammunition. I mean, all these are great concepts. It would have been interesting to see if they'd have actually put these in the movie, do you know what I mean? Sorry, in the series. But obviously there's not a transforming pizza truck, is there? So you can power that up on the top of there. And then, of course, not only can you join that with that, you can then piece these two together as well. A bit like, I don't know, what was it called in Evolution? It was called Evo Fusion, wasn't it? So maybe a little bit of an Evo Fusion gimmick as well, where you can combine the weapons, and voila, you can literally completely change, I suppose, the whole dynamic of the vehicle, how it displays, etc, etc. Or if you wanted it to just look exactly like it was on the screen, all you've got to do, take all these bits off. The only, I suppose, negative thing about that is you're going to have to store them somewhere else. The vehicle itself, though, if you have a look, all the wheels are on individual pins. You can see there they all roll completely free. There's a few panels here, so I'm interested to see the transformation process. And yeah, everything else on it looks great. With regards to size, there is the excuse me, there's the Jurassic Park crossover vehicle, which this is quite a bit bigger than. This is your drag strip from, again, Deluxe, which is really big. It is a very, very big Deluxe figure. I've got a Master Peach Trailbreaker, so obviously it's nowhere near as big as these, but it is obviously, as I say, a lot bigger than your core class figures. And it's quite funny because this looks like it's going to be one of the mass shifting figures where the robot mode, all the legs and everything are going to be huge compared to the rest of it. But with regards to size and how it looks, I'm sure you'll agree, it looks great. Right, let's come back and have a look at him in his robot mode. Okay, then we're back. You can see he's already in his robot mode. Apologies for no transformation process on this video. That's because I've separately loaded it as a tutorial, and indeed to keep the main length of this video down. Now, I think the robot mode looks really, really good, to be honest. I like the way that they've got this new transformation process. If I want to be a little bit picky, perhaps the legs may be just a little bit too long. But otherwise it just tends to really work. Not so much on the back, if I want to be, again, brutally a bit more honest. You've got these gaps here around there on the back of the legs, and you can't really push that in anymore. That's just the way the panel folds it in. And then of course you do have, because the fists fold out from the forearms, the gaps there. Now that's, I suppose, the only negatives, and I just wanted to get them out of the way because the rest of it is brilliant. It's really, really good. The head sculpt is great. It's got the visor on as well, which you can see is like a darker translucent blue compared to there. Again, the way that the front of the vehicle is his chest just tends to work incredibly well. The articulation on his head is brilliant. It will go all the way around. It can look up and down. It can rock side to side. It's got full movement. The arms will come all the way up to the side. They will go all the way around completely unrestricted. Obviously, you've got the swivel under the bicep flexion. There is even a wrist swivel because it's on a ball and socket. You can see on the inside there, but yes, you can see that there is a gap in on the forearm. He's got a full not raced. I was going to say raced rotation, which that's wrong. Obviously, it's a waist rotation. This back bit does tend to get a little bit caught up though. You can, if you wanted to, you can just very lightly just sort of disconnect it, and it's not too detrimental. That is as part of the transformation process. If you wanted to, you can slightly just disconnect it and then just click it back in. It's not too detrimental at all. The legs though, you're able to do full splits. Oh, let's move this out of the way. Full splits either way and kick all the way up. And again, if you want to go all the way back, you just need to disconnect that. Let's bring that back in again. And that is in. There is a knee bend, even though it's quite stiff. And there's a full ankle rock. Not really a tilt because it's too big. But otherwise, again, fully articulate. I've completely lost that. Now I need to just tap this in there, and it needs, that's better, just stays there. But again, this is where I think he comes into his own because of the things that you can do with his accessories. Again, brilliant. So let's build up this gun, which we had in the first part. So get your nails in there. Everything's really stiff on these brand new figures, obviously, which you want it to be. I'm going to fold that back. This might help if I can push it forward from there anyway. So this obviously is the gun, like a rocket launcher effect or whatever. Prop the blast effect on, and you could, if you wanted to, pop it in his hand. But again, have a look, you've got these tabs here, and what you've got on the side of the shoulder is all these cutouts, so you can give him a shoulder mounted, I'm going to call it a rocket launcher, a flamethrower, whatever you want. You've got a shoulder mounted flamethrower, rocket launcher. You've then got your club in the one hand, you've then got your energon axe in the other, and then where can we put this? I wonder if we could probably pop a pizza box if you wanted to on the side. Will it go? Oh no, maybe it doesn't fit on them. I'm not too sure. Maybe they're too big, but you can of course attach it. Oh, we can load it in there, can't we? We can load it into the top, or you can pop it on a number of other things. But look at that. Great. Just use of the accessories, how you can combine them, how you can use them. If you don't want to do all this, you can take these off. These have got the tabs on the side, so you can store all these in the back. What I also like about the fact is that these doors, the side panels, these move backwards and forwards. So what I mean by that is, if you wanted him to have sort of wings, a bit like that, you can. If you don't want him to have them, you can just fold them completely out of the way, and then, as you've just seen me but knock it out already, you can just pop these in either side as well. Is that going to fit in? Yep, there we go. So you can store these away. Everything can store away here, because of course we've still got this on the back. So if you wanted to, you can store it all away like so. You can take this off, you can put it wherever you want. You put it on the bottom of the blast effect there. I'm not going to be doing that when I'm displaying him. I'm going to might even be joining these two together, to be honest, because I think, as I say, that it looks good with the fact that you can do that. So I'd imagine what you'd have to do is this. Yep, there you go. And there is your double-ended axe stroke club. And then of course this will be way better if he had a flamethrower in his other hand. Let's see if it fits in the hand. It might get restricted by that. It might it might go in. Oh no, it goes in. So there you go. Again, there's an abundance of display ideas with this particular figure. Right, so let's just, as I say, show you how it's definitely not one of the new molds, or indeed one of the original molds of Ironhide or Ratchet. So you can see a clear difference. You can obviously see the height, which is the biggest thing. It's all to do with this mass shifting thing with the legs. He's much bigger than both of the original mold uses of that figure. We'll say the original, the two most recent, and of course the same with Ratchet. Should that be that dirty? I don't really don't know. It must be, but there you go. He's much bigger, really is. Looks so much different. And of course Ironhide was priced at a Voyager price, so was Ratchet of the latest ones, and he probably is, you know, he's same sort of height as your Voyager class figure, maybe not as intricate transformation, but still a big figure. I suppose this is another reason why he's at the price point that he's at. With regards to some other, I suppose, mainline figures, just to give you an idea, there's a deluxe Studio Series Bumblebee, so you can see he's towering above a deluxe figure, and of course your core class figures. If none of this is making any sense and you only collect other different companies, let's bring a few of them out so you can see as well. Now of course these are going to be way bigger than the Legends scale, which is what these are. Iron Factory, Magic Square, New Age. And again, if you don't collect any of them, if you're a bit like my old collection and you only collect G1, he is bigger than a G1 Prime, which is still quite a big figure, and a lot bigger obviously than your Generation 1 Bumblebee. Right, I'm not too sure there's any more to show you about this, to be fair, unless I find anything else out as I'm doing it. Just great things. You can really geek out with this. Instructions are plain and simple enough to follow, but again, I've still uploaded the transformation process for you if you wanted to see it. 2 tiny negatives, these at the back and them at the back of the forearms. The forearms, I always say this with all figures, whether it's New Age, whether it's Hasbro, whatever it is, if I can't see it when I'm seeing it from the front, it doesn't bother me. So that's my big get out of jail for any company, to be fair. So I know some people don't like it. I know some people like to get gap filling kits, etc. But for me, in the way you're going to be, I imagine most people are going to be displaying him, it's not really needed. Let me know what you think of him in the comments though, guys. In my opinion, probably one of the best crossover figures that we've had to date. Let me know what you think, guys. Take care.